students, myself is Rachna Jain, Associate Professor, Department of English, Government PG College, Rajgarh, Alwar. Today in this video lecture, I am going to introduce you the poem A Prayer for My Daughter, composed by W.B. Yeats. This poem is in the syllabus of BA Part 3rd English Literature, Paper 1st, Unit A. The topics of my today's video lecture are Introduction to the poet W.B. Yeats and his famous poems. Full name of W.B. Yeats was William Butler Yeats. He is widely considered to be one of the greatest poets of the 20th century. He is an Anglo-Irish poet. He belonged to the Protestant Anglo-Irish minority that had controlled the economic, political, social and cultural life of Ireland since at least the end of 17th century. Most members of this minority considered themselves English people who happened to have been born in Ireland, but Yeats affirmed his Irish nationality. Although he lived in London for 14 years of his childhood, yet he maintained his cultural roots, featuring Irish legends and heroes in many of his poems and plays. He was equally firm in adhering to his self-image as an artist. W.B. Yeats was born in Dublin, Ireland on June 13, 1865. He was the son of well-known Irish painter John Butler Yeats. He spent his childhood in County Sligo, where his parents were raised, and in London. He returned to Dublin at the age of 15 to continue his education and study painting, but quickly discovered that he preferred poetry. Born into the Anglo-Irish landowning class, Yeats became involved with the Celtic Revival, a movement against the cultural influence of English rule in Ireland during the Victorian period, which sought to promote the spirit of Ireland's native heritage. As Yeats began concentrating his poetry on Irish subjects, he was compelled to accompany his family in moving to London at the end of 1886. There he wrote poems, plays, novels and short stories, all with Irish characters and scenes. In addition, he produced book reviews usually on Irish topics. In London, Yeats met with Madgon, a tall, beautiful, socially prominent young woman passionately devoted to Irish nationalism. Yeats soon fell in love with Gone and courted her for nearly 3 decades, although he eventually learned that she had married and had 2 children for a long affair with MacBride. With Gone's encouragement, Yeats redoubled his dedication to Irish nationalism and produced such nationalistic plays as The Countess Kathleen, which he dedicated to Mudgone, and then Kathleen Ni Holyban, which featured her as the personification of Ireland in the title role. W.B. Yeats married to another woman, Georgie Hyde Lees. She remained a powerful figure in his poetry. Yeats was deeply involved in politics in Ireland and in the 20s. Despite Irish independence from England, his words reflected a pessimism about the political situation in his country and the rest of Europe, paralleling the increasing conservatism of his American counterparts in London, T.S. Eliot and Ezra Pound. His work after 1910 was strongly influenced by Pound, becoming more modern in its decision and imagery, but Yeats never abandoned his strict adherence to traditional verse poems. He had a lifelong interest in mysticism, which was off putting to some readers, but he remained uninhibited in advancing his ideal philosophy, and his poetry continued to grow stronger as he grew older. Appointed a senator of the Irish Free State in 1922, he is remembered as an important cultural leader, as a major playwright. He was also the founder of the famous Abbey Theatre in Dublin, and as one of the very greatest poets in many languages of the century of his time. W. B. Yeats was awarded the Nobel Prize in 1923, and he died in 1939 at the age of 73. W. B. Yeats uh, over 39 poems throughout his life, but his most famous poems are following. First is Leda and the Swan, second is Death, third, Second Coming, fourth, the Lake Isle of Innisfree, fifth, Among School Children, sixth, A Prayer for My Daughter. I want to give you the brief introduction of the theme of these poems. His poem Leda and the Swan is a kind of sonnet. It focuses on the story from Greek myth in which Zeus, having adopted the form of a swan, rapes the girl Leda and impregnates her with the child who will become Helen of Troy. The single act This single act, Yeats tells us, bring about the Trojan War, and with it the end of Greek civilization and the dawn of a new, largely Christian age. Because in raping Leda, Zeus made her conceive Helen of Troy, whose beauty would bring about the outbreak of the Trojan War. This is a great moment in the history, merging history with myth for Yeats. Second poem is Death. It is the finest short poem of Yeats. In this poem he compares man's awareness that he will die with an animal's lack of awareness of death. An animal neither fears death because it has no concept of dying, nor hopes for life after death as man does, consoling himself through religion that death will not to be the end. He is probably echoing a sentiment put forward by Shakespeare in Julius Caesar. Cowards die many times before their deaths. The brave experience death only once. We die in the course of our lives many times through failure of nerve or failing to live in some other sense. Yet we get another chance to make our lives good. This reading of the lines is borne out by the next line, referring it does to a great man in his pride. Next poem is The Second Coming. This poem prophesies that Christ's second coming is due, it is must, and that the anarchy that has arisen all around the world is a sign that this second coming cannot be far off. In this poem, Lake Isle of Innisfree, Yeats describes his intention to go to Innisfree and build a small cabin of clay and wattles to grow beans and keep beans for honey and to live on his own there. Who among us, especially if we live in a town or city, hasn't wished to leave the bustle of urban or city life, leaving behind in favor of a simpler existence? Another poem which is very famous is Among School Children. This poem is Yeats' greatest meditation on aging. Among School Children is about a visit made by the aging Yeats to a convent school in Waterford, Ireland in February 1926. As a senator, Yeats is visiting the school as a public figure, but the poem is a record of his private thoughts. His famous poem, A Prayer for My Daughter, which is in the syllabus of BA Part 3rd English Literature, Paper 1st, Unit A. This is a personal poem which reflects the gloom of the poet and his fear of a stormy future. The poem was written after the First World War and it reflects the post-war frustration. The war ended in 1919, but Ireland remained disturbed. His infant daughter Annie Butler Yeats, born in 1919, will have to face the challenges of the future. How best could she face the struggles of life? The poet thinks of some qualities or traits of character which can sustain her in the future and make her life joyful and happy. The poem was written in 1919 and it appeared in the volume entitled Michael Robberies and the Dancer 1921. So students, this is my first video lecture on the poem A Prayer for My Daughter, in which I told you the introduction to the poet W.B. Yeats and some important poems of Yeats. In the next video lecture, I will give you a detailed summary of the poem A Prayer for My Daughter, and then I will explain you the poem. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.